Easter, broken down by Ted Wahome.
Hi again. We continue to think about the significance and the meaning of Easter. And in the last episode, we considered some of the merits and some of the blessings that result from the death and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. Things like justification, adoption, redemption and forgiveness, cancellation of our debt and our sins. We thought about glorification. But we also said that this happened through an act of judgment on God's enemies, and especially God's arch enemies. We said that this act of judgment, first and foremost, God actually meted out against himself, that God the Father poured out the wrath that was intended for us upon his Son, Jesus Christ. But there is a flip side, right? This act of judgment also happened on the evil forces led by the chief demon, Lucifer, Satan, the devil, the serpent, the adversary, the accuser of the brethren. He's given many colorful names which give us a picture of his activity and his character. And there are certain curious texts in the Bible, such as 2 Peter chapter 3, that talks about how when Jesus died, he descended to the spirits in prison and proclaimed to them, or preached to them. And some have said that perhaps what this means is that Jesus actually went down to the underworld and he proclaimed first either to the people who had actually lived during the time of Noah, or he preached to the demons as maybe an attempt to make them become saved or something like that. Now, I must admit that those are very, very difficult texts, and it's not always clear what that is meant. But I believe that the thing we must not miss first and foremost is that God acted very decisively against the devil and against his minions. You see, the chief arch enemy of God is Satan and his activity in the world and against human beings who are made in his own image to reflect and to resemble him. And what God did, Colossians 2 says, is that he made a public spectacle on them. Satan thought that he was winning this war by physically destroying God's own Son. But it's as though God bugged the system and God sort of hacked Satan's plan. And he took it and he caused it to be something life-giving instead of death issuing. And this is exactly what we must not miss. That God has dealt a decisive blow on Satan and every evil force. What that means, therefore, is that you and I, believers, can actually walk this life with confidence. You see, I meet people who are oftentimes very disturbed and discouraged about demonic activities, about things that are happening in their lives, and they're thinking that there are demons that are working against them. And I do not want to underemphasize the work and the activity of Satan and his demons. But a decisive blow was dealt on all evil forces. And so 1 John, the writer of John, would say that fear not, for I have overcome the evil one, and I have overcome the world. And that means that therefore we can walk in confidence. Now, did Jesus go and preach to the spirits in prison? Possibly. Possibly he went and declared his victory to those who had been imprisoned, awaiting a certain period of being brought out. The point is, there was a decisive victory against Satan. Where does that leave us? It means that we have two choices. We can either form an allegiance with the King of Kings, the Son of God who has already won the war and is the victor, or we can ally ourselves with the defeated Lucifer. And the way we do that is to continue in our sins and not to trust in the person and in the work of Jesus Christ. But guess what? If we actually trust in Jesus, it means that we actually join his army, we join his kingdom, and we become members of one who is already a victor, one who has already won the war. And we are just waiting for the day when that victory will become evident to everyone. So if you're watching this and you're not a Christian, my question is to you, whose side are you on? Are you going to be part of the victor or be part of the defeated? Choose the former. Choose life. God bless you.